Hello everyone, it is Friday evening. Today is the 1st of September. In Australia, it's a little different to how it is overseas. In Australia, it is the 1st of September is the first day of spring. So welcome to spring. Yay. That's pretty exciting. It's been I know they say it's been a warm winter, but I've found it very cold. I hope that we have lots of people here this week to enjoy a little bit of crafting here tonight. How is everyone? Has there been anything exciting happen for anyone this week? Any good things? Yes, I had 15 minutes later tonight because I had to drive my son up to his meeting point with his dad. So being Father's Day weekend, we sent him up there this weekend. How is everyone? Margaret Griffith. Hello, Kelly. You wake at 4:30? Oh, that's an early start. Do you have an early start or do you have a long commute? I hope it's not a long commute because that's yucky. Hopefully if you have an early start, that means you finish early, right? Is that the same? Is that how it works? How are you, Ellen? And Margaret says she's awake at that time too. I'm not. I try very hard not to be awake at that time. That's too early for me. Hello, Rose. Nice to see you. Who else have we got tonight? Hi, Lynn. Hi, Elizabeth. How are we? It's good to have everyone here. All right, I'm just going through and seeing if I've missed any important comments as far as questions or anything like that. Oh, Kelly, that's nice of you to say. Ellen, did you see Kelly's comment? Oh, yes, you did. You said thanks. Okay. Your Stampathon card. That's nice. All right. And Joan is here. Hello. Hi. You've changed your, or maybe you did it a little while ago, but I think you've changed your avatar, Joan, because I don't think I've seen that picture of you before. How are you, Nairi? Hi, Megan. Hi, Bev. Hey, Anna. Whereabouts in the US are you, Anna? I know you've told me this before, but I've forgotten. So if you could answer that question again for me, that would be great. Hi, Cheryl. All right, we have lots of people here. Hi, Deb. Hi, Carol. Deb, I need to talk to you when we have time, either by message or maybe I'll try and call you tomorrow, if that's okay. If it's not okay, let me know. But I just need to have a quick chat to you because I want to give you something. So, hey, Vega. All right. I'm so sorry if I've missed your name going through the list of people. We've already got 38 people here, so that's a big number for this early in the proceedings. I just thought I'd play with a couple of things tonight. I've literally walked in the door from driving up to Newcastle to drop off my son and walked in. So I haven't really got anything ready either, but I know what I want to play with tonight. We have some products that, let's see what we can do here. We have some products that are called online exclusives. Okay, so these online exclusives are things that are not in a catalogue. And I thought I'd grab out some paper because we haven't used this for a while. Actually, this is 2 sheets out of 3. There's 3 different metallic colours. And I'm going to switch over to the desk so you can see. Here we go. So this paper is called Naturally Gilded. It's 12 by 12 paper, but you won't find it in a catalogue anywhere. It's only online. So you can buy it through a demonstrator. You don't have to go shopping online for it. But if you want to go and check it out, the only place to see it is online or in one of these videos. So I've got 2 of the 3 colours. I've used up, I think, all the gold. Let me just check and make sure I don't have any of the gold left. Have a little look. Because I used a lot of the gold for a class, and that's what makes me think I don't have any left. So I've got more silver. And, yep, there's more silver. There's more copper, but I don't have any of the gold left. So the gold is branches, and it's actually, I think I have a card here with it. Just having a very quick look, because if I can see it, I would love to show you what it looks like. It's not handy for me at the moment, but the gold is on vanilla and the silver and the copper are on white. So they have a different background, and that's what I wanted to show you, but I'll just have to tell you about it. I have a love affair with copper. I love copper. I just think it's my favorite of all the metallics. It's got that, lovely autumny you know, orangey shade to it, the copper shade. And then of course you've got your silver, which is lovely as well. In these packs, I believe there's, let me double check, there's 6 sheets. So there's 2 of the gold, 2 of the copper, and 2 of the silver. Okay. And I'm going to go having a little, I'm just having, oh, now, Sally, are you talking to me and you said Danielle did an awesome job of my hair? Is that what you said? Because actually Danielle hung up her scissors a couple of years ago. So I have not had a, I have found a new hairdresser, but it was a very long, painful process because I'm very particular about my hair. So losing a hairdresser is very hard for me. And I'm very fussy about how it looks and who cuts it and what sort of a job they do. I have found someone I like. But today it's the only reason it's looking different today is I washed it earlier today, and it always looks different on the day I wash it to any other day. So there you go. I saw you made the challenge cards. Cheryl's talking about we have a team challenge in our team group where I try and remember. Sometimes I'm bad at it, but I try and remember to put up a team challenge. Usually about halfway through the month until the end of the month. And this month we did an inspiration challenge, and the picture had cookies with different coloured Smarties on them, like little dots. You know, Smarties in Australia are what you guys call like M&Ms kind of thing, like they're chocolate buttons in different colours. And also there was rainbow colours in the picture. And so some people did rainbow coloured things, some people did dotty things, and it was lots and lots of fun. So, hey there, Joan, how are you? I saw you put up something I thought was really cute, Joan. Was that you that put up the video of the baby ducks being reunited with their parents? Everyone's going, what is she talking about? It was a really cute video. Some baby ducks were with their mum duck, and they fell down a drain, and some of the emergency services guys saved them and then brought them back to their mummy, and they were so happy to be reunited. So there you go. I really loved that video. I thought that made my day. Yeah, I thought it was you. Yeah. I thought so. See, we see what everybody's doing. Okay. Yes, Leslie, I know. There are some new papers coming on the 6th of September, and these are also going to be online exclusives. They're not in a catalogue, and thank you, Leslie, for mentioning them. One of the things that is coming is some gold and silver sheets that have adhesive backing, which is fantastic because it means if you run it through your cut and emboss machine, you'll be able to peel the backing off and stick it straight on. Makes it so easy. So yes, I know the papers are beautiful. So my question to you, let's make our first decision of the night. Are we going to go with the silver and the white, or are we going to go with the copper and the white? Which would you prefer? What do you think? And that will then help me decide what colors, what other colors I'm going to. Anyone have an idea? Copper, says Moira, and Nairi said copper too. Okay, copper it is. I'm sorry if anyone was thinking silver, but we've got copper already. All right, so I'm going to use, because of that, I'm going to use black. Now, I know that there are a couple of people that don't love black. That's okay. I hope that you're going to like what I do anyway. I'm just going to grab a couple of things that I need. One of which is my trimmer. And yesterday I had a friend here, and she helped me clean up a whole bunch of different bits of my craft room and helped me sort out my storage. It's not done yet, not finished, but wow, it looks so much better. I was so excited to see it coming together. All right, so I'm cutting a backing piece, okay, and this is going to be 10 centimeters wide by 14.3 long, which is card front size. So if you're in the US, that is going to be 8 1/4. Hang on, have I got it right? No, 4 by 5 1/4. That's what it's going to be. So, all right, so I'm going to be putting this on here. So you won't see much of the black, but just black and copper are such a wonderful, wonderful combination. Now I'm going to make this a little bit shorter. This is going to be 13.8 high. And I'm going to make it 6.5 wide. This is a common size that I use. This particular layer is quite It's very common for me. All right, so this is going to go onto here. And then we've also got this piece down here. Now I'm deciding what to do with that. We could borrow something from the new catalog that's actually not out yet, which is a bit naughty, but I could use this because this is going to go really, really nicely. This is new copper paper. There's two, is there 2 or 4? 4 sheets in a pack. Let me double check that. But half the pack is this and half the pack is this one. So this one's got the pretty peacock in it with the copper. How beautiful is this? These 2 are not available until the 6th of September. Okay, but this stuff is available right now. Okay, so it's just fun using different things. I'm going to do this one at the same measurement as the other, so this will be 13.8 as well. And I'm going to make this a little bit more than an inch. Now this might be, you say, why am I using inches? Why am I doing that? I don't know why. Sometimes I do this. So I'm just making this just a little bit less than 3 centimeters wide. And let's see if that's too wide. It might be. I might need to cut it down to 2.5. Let's see. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. What do you think? So that's sort of copper and copper together. I think it's rather nice. And you don't get to see much of the black. The other thing you could do, if you didn't want to use black, this would look nice with early espresso, dark brown. That would look good too. Hi, Robin. Nice to see you. Anyway, let's stick these down. I've got some seal handy. You could use seal, Tombow, whatever you happen to have at hand. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on the long side there. And I'm going to move this right over to this edge and pop it down in place. How beautiful is this paper? Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It is one of my new favorite things. All right, so then this one is going to fill in the rest of the space. So when I use seal, I use it usually on the short sides and then a little bit in the middle of the long sides. That just helps me make it last a little bit longer rather than doing the long sides, which uses up more. So it just helps you be a little bit more sparing with it. All right, let's pop that right there. And all right, now I've done this, I'm wondering, I should have actually maybe, and I still can, you know, I'll get away with this. I'm thinking about maybe adding some color to this. And I wonder what color we should add. I'm just having a little look. I'm going to grab my scrap box, which I've got right here, and just see what shapes I've got to work with. Because having, I mean, I could go with a square. That would look nice. So these are from the Stylish Shapes dies. Or I could use, oh no, that's a sparkly one. Don't want that one. Also, I've got, this would not look bad either. This is one of, actually, that's quite nice, isn't it? This is Crumb Cake, and that's one of the scalloped contour dies. That would work. So we could do that. Of course, I could go with vellum. No one would be surprised if I wanted to do that and then put another shape on top, like so. That would look nice too. Lots of options, guys. But we have several choices available to us. Does anyone have any ideas? Hello, Jody. How are you? Nice to see you. All right, so I'm not sure which way to go, whether I want to go with a vellum square, or I could use a circle, of course, but a vellum square with another vellum piece on top, and then that would look really nice, or whether we go with, that's kind of tempting. The crumb cake does look good, doesn't it? I think I will go with the crumb, oh, hang on, going back, Monique. The first person to comment was Jody, and you said vellum, Jody. So use the crumb cake for a matte and then a white insert. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I could also do this. That would kind of work. So we could have a, we could have our greeting on here, and then something here in the background. I feel like it needs a bit of treatment though. It needs something going on. So there's a few options. So one of the options is to actually bring in, and I could have done this before, but because I've got black here, it won't really matter. But I could actually like color over this, and the copper will resist. So that might look really nice. And I could do that in either early espresso, or I could even make it more orangey. So it could be like a maybe copper clay. Copper clay could look nice. So that would be this if I did that. Early espresso would be this. So it's darker, but because if we sponge our color on over the bottom here, I think that could work. Oh, that was nice of you to ask, Marilyn. You're still wheezing and barking. Oh, that's no good, Jody. That's no good at all. All right, so the question is going to be, are we going to go with copper clay a little bit over? I'm wondering if the copper might be too close to the copper we already have, and I might be better off going up and maybe adding some crumb cake, but still doing it lightly. If we're going to go copper, I'll use a blending brush that's already been used for that color before, and here's the color I would use for early espresso. Okay. Right, so let's have a little look and see. If I was to go with early espresso, it's going to be this kind of a color here. All right. If I go, but it'll be quite neutral. All right. If I go copper clay, then it's going to be, you know, more of a rusty kind of a color. All right. That'll be brighter. What do you guys think? Does anyone have an opinion, or do we just start and don't worry about it? Let's work it out as we go along. You know what? That's what we'll do. So I'm going to add some color down towards the bottom of this. Now, normally, like I said, I wouldn't do this after I'd stuck it down, but because I've got black in the background, I'm going to get away with it. But ideally, you do this first before you stuck it into place. All right? Right, so just kind of adding a bit of color here. What do you think? Do we like this? The copper clay? All right, that's what we've got. Katrina said copper clay first. So I'm going to add a little bit more to this corner. And let's see how that's looking. That's kind of nice. I like that. All right, so then this would be on here like this. I could also add a little bit to this. So let's get brave and add a little bit of copper down towards the bottom of our crumb cake as well. It's just going to give us a little bit more interest, bit more color going on. Right, so then that's going to go kind of like that. Right, so I'm thinking if I'm going to be adding, I could either add a circle or a square here. What do you guys think? Do you think we should have a circle or a square? Circle's kind of, this is, ignore the greeting on there. I'll just turn it over for a second. That's how a circle would look. And then this is how a square looks. I kind of like the circle. What do you guys think? Do you like that? Oh, square, says Leslie. Okay, square, says Monique. Square it is. All right. But I want to do something to the background here. And a really good set for this, we've got a couple of options. Actually, we've got quite a number of options. I'm tempted. We've got this beautiful flower here that could go up the side, and that would look really nice. I could also, you know, do leaves or something like that, like a small leaf that just would be up the back. But I'm still, and of course I've got the splatter. The splatter is just perfect. I rather like that. I'm just looking at my selection. And also another one that would look good would be the Gorgeously Made. That would be nice too. So there's a couple of options here. That's a lovely one. What do you guys think? Well, we've got squares and circles, but the first people to put their hand up were square people. So we're going with the square. You think the flowers and the I agree, Solvega, the splatter doesn't even, we're just going to go with that. All right, so because I've used the copper for the shading here, I'm going to use the early espresso for the flowers. And let's see how that looks. I'm going to put that on a block. And let's stamp it. I'm not sure how dark my espresso is, like how, whether or not it needs to be re-inked, but let's have a look. You know what? I think on this card, light would be okay. All right, let's give that a whirl. So here, kind of over the edge. Like that. And then our square is going to kind of be here. And then I think I need some splatter for sure. So let's grab our splatter. One of my favorite stamps we have. Quiet Meadow is a stamp set I keep coming back to. It's just beautiful. And maybe just a little bit of splatter at the top here. Like this. And now that I've done this, I'm looking at it going, I would like to colour in these flowers with some white ink. What do you think? Shall we do that? Let me grab, just seeing if I've got any blending brushes that already have white on them. I don't think I do, but that's okay. I'm going to grab some anyway. I love this set too, Joan. It's just, like I said, I keep coming back to it, and it's just always beautiful. Now, crumb cake and white ink, it's like they were made for each other. I'm just going to colour kind of inside the lines so you can still see the outline of my flower here. And I'm just going to kind of give this a little bit of, and it's, the white ink doesn't stay super opaque. It kind of dries so that you can still see some of the lines in the middle there. So it's light. It doesn't stay very dark. It goes on darker, and as it dries more kind of clear. But it's a fun medium to work with. Right, let's just have a look here. And I'll come down and do this one as well. Now, if you wanted it to be more like really white, you wanted the leaves to stand out and be super white, you could use white gel pen, and that would give you a much brighter, darker colouring. But I like it kind of light, especially in this case when it's not my main feature. It's kind of in the background a little bit. It's a little bit more here. All right, happy with that. You use it all the time. I know, it's such a good set. It's called, if you're wondering, Quiet Meadow. It is one of my absolute all-time favorite sets. I'll be very sad when they decide to retire it eventually, but at least we have it until at least next April. So it is in our annual catalogue, so it's got to be around until at least then. But it's a set that I have come to love. Just beautiful. All right, so then this is going to go kind of here and cover up this flower a little bit. And let's have a look and see. Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. That would actually be quite nice in there. So I'm thinking I could do them in black, seeing as I've got black at the back, but I'm thinking of doing them in early espresso. So let's pull that out, and I'll put that on my, this is a B or C block? B, I think. That's B. All right, and I'm going to stamp it first because I'm going straight onto a piece of like a die cut. I want to make sure it's going to be straight. So what I'm doing is I'm going to get this well and truly inked up, and I'm going to do it on my grid paper first, lining it up with my grid to make sure the stamp actually stamps straight, and it does. So that's good. That means I can stamp on here and it should be straight as well. And I also do the same with this. I stick it on the grid so that it's straight on the grid, because that just helps me. And I get above it. And I push that down. Oh, I got a little bit of overstamping. Oh, it's not very dark. I can probably I could probably get away with that, you know, a little bit of bling or something like that. But anyway, let's put this together. I'm going to put some dimensionals under here. Let me find them. That would be good. I've got minis, I've got black, but I just need plain old dimensionals. I've got every kind of dimensional you can possibly imagine, except the ones I'm looking for. Here's some. Here we go. Now, if I was Susan Camfield, I would say take a drink, because when she finds stuff that she can't find on her desk during her videos, she and I are very alike. We lose stuff together all the time. Hey, how do we have two screens again? How did that happen? I didn't do that. All right, let me go back to the other screen. I don't know what happened, but anyway, thanks for letting me know. Sometimes I feel like I need something like a beeping or something when there's something wrong. Technology, right? All right, so let's put this over here to one side. And then this one here is going to go here. I am a little bit concerned about these little tiny marks here. And there's a couple of things we could do. We could stamp some splatter here, and then you won't be able to see them. Maybe I'll do that. Should I do a little bit of splatter? And there's also, or I could also put some little flowers. Maybe I'll do little flowers. I don't even know if I've ever used those little flowers. I don't think I have. I haven't, you know. They're brand new. Look, they're still on the paper. Let's just see. I'll put that on a... I think everyone's seen me put my stamps together before. It's very easy to do. You find the split in the back of the paper, the label that's going to go on the stamp, and we just fold that back. And when we do the other side, okay, and then I peel off the whole thing. Okay, I'm sure people have seen me do this before. Then I stick it on a block, face down, so those backing bits are sticking up at the back. Then I'm going to peel off the pieces that I had already lifted up, like that. Then I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to put it straight on our little stamp. And now our stamp is put together, and it comes off with the label. It's ready to stamp. I love that. I might do these in copper just for fun. Oh, you're off, are you, Jody? Where are you going? You said have fun. Are you going somewhere? Oh, we could copper blend on the flowers too. Yes, we could. All right. Now, when you have a little stamp like that, see how it's picked up this extra ink? All right. That's super easy to do with small stamps or long, skinny stamps. And especially when you have a brand new ink pad like I do here that's very wet. So I'm actually going to put that there. And I'm going to use a couple of little flowers. So now I've gotten rid of my little my little blobs of ink that were where I didn't want them. I'm deciding that might do. I think that's fine, just like that. All right, so let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. And this edge, I'm going to put dimensionals 1 and 2, like that. But this edge, I've already got dimensionals under here. So if I was to put dimensionals under here as well, that's going to end up wonky. And we don't like wonky. We don't want that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Tombow or seal, whatever you happen to have, on this side. All right. So then I'll just pop that straight there. And let's pop that just like that. Whoops. Have to actually pull the backs off. It works so much better when you take the backs off them. Really. Whoopsie daisy. This time it should stick. All right. What do you think? Do we like that? Now, you could add, I'll tell you what we could add. I'm not going to on this one. I made a card today. I know some of you may have seen it. I made this card today. Right. See this beautiful copper ribbon? Oh my goodness, guys, this ribbon is divine. Absolutely beautiful. That would look lovely on our card, but I think it might almost overwhelm it a little bit. So I just think maybe some linen thread would be nice. So, and maybe some copper, of course, some copper bling. Lower square, so not to cover flower. I'm okay with the flower kind of poking out the bottom there. Is this lowered enough, do you think? I think either works. And I'm just going to make my my bow here. I want to make it small. Hang on. I'm going to start again because I messed up my bow. All right, so around, must have funny fingers tonight. Doesn't want to tie a bow at all. This is better this time. All right. Okie dokie. So I'm going to trim that off with my ribbon scissors. And we've got some choices for copper bling. So let me get a few copper blingy bits out. But I'm thinking this will be nice just here. So I'm going to use a glue dot to pop that on. Bit late tonight? Oh, that's okay, Susan. No such thing as too late. You can always watch a replay if you completely miss it. So let me just... All right, and I'm just going to cut that a little bit shorter. The tails are too long. All right, so it definitely needs some bling now, and it also needs to go on... It needs to go on a base. Now, we could have a couple of choices for base tonight. I could do very vanilla, thick cardstock base, or I could go with a crumb cake cardstock base. I'm leaning towards crumb cake. Here's the very vanilla. That would look nice, but I think maybe crumb cake might be better. Not as stark. So let's pull that in and just have a look and see what that looks like. Oh, I see. Thanks for that, Kelly. I didn't realize. I think I was still deciding where the square should go. But like you guys, I decided it needed to be lower. So that's how it would look on the very vanilla, with the very vanilla poking out there. Oh, you know what? I just realized this is white. Why would I use vanilla? We're definitely going crumb cake. Definitely. So crumb cake it is. Silly me. Yes, the crumb cake is better. I think so too. You could go copper clay base. You could do that, but I'm tempted to. I think the crumb cake looks really nice. Isn't that nice? So let's just use. Let's use that. And I'm going to grab some Tombow, because I do prefer Tombow when it comes to putting it on a card base, just so I can position it in exactly the right place before it dries. So this is called Tombow. It's not, if you go looking for it though, it's not by the name Tombow, even though it says Tombow on it. It's called multi-purpose glue, and that's because you can use it for lots of different things. All right, so we still don't have our copper bling, so let's add that. I have a few choices, but I'm leaning towards a couple of, we've got these copper sequins. These are nice. And of course, we have the copper brush metallic adhesive back dots. Those would look lovely. So these two copper choices are really good. We could also add, also would be nice, some rustic metallic dots. Those would work. I have my copper clay in color dots. Those are nice. They're a little bit darker, so those might be a good choice. See, we have lots of options for copper. So, oh, and these are new, but those don't have any copper in them. But you could probably, you know, if I had, for example, added some pretty peacock, these would have been perfect. But I'm not using those tonight. So what do people think? Thank you, Gail. You would have made sure I didn't make that mistake. The sequins. Oh, the rustic. All right, we've got 3 votes for the sequins, so the sequins are in tonight, and those are from the annual catalogue. I do think that these would be nice too. I might use those another time, but I'll put these ones away this time. And let's add a few of these. Now, I'll just use my point of my scissors. You could also use your take your pick tool. That would look nice too. And I'm just deciding where I want my sequins to go. I think maybe one just down here in near the corner, and maybe a little one over here actually on the label, and a little one just above that. There we go. What do you think? Do we like this? Did it turn out nice? It's very, I don't know, it has a luxurious feel because of the copper, I think. I think the copper really elevates it. But it did turn out really nice. I'm really happy with that. You know what, Lynn, I was going to use the baby wipe technique tonight for a card. In fact, originally when I made this card, I was going to use the baby wipe technique on here. And then I realized I didn't have the colors that I wanted to use in re-inkers. So guess what's going on my next order? And then I will do the baby wipe technique with you guys. So that might be next week, might be the week after, but it'll be soon. All right, because it is a technique that lends itself really, really well to this beautiful new autumn leaves suite. And did you see this lovely copper paper that I've used that's brand new? I've used it for my leaves here as well. I thought that just looked fabulous. Love, love, love these colors. Now, I've chosen this card. I worked with colors from the paper, the matching DSP. And this tag with the wood grain design on it, that's from the paper as well. But let me show you. This is the copper ribbon that I was talking about. It is divine. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's get that up nice and close. Look at that. How beautiful. And I've used it here underneath, you know, just as like an accent, but it comes together, not by itself, it comes together with, it's a duo pack or a 2-pack of this lovely, what would you call this? Is it canvas? It's not burlap or hessian. It's more like a canvas kind of a ribbon. I don't know. Does somebody know what it's called? I actually don't know. You're very welcome, Lynn. No problems. But they come together as a 2-pack, and you could easily use this one to tie around this one, which would look really nice. But when I was making this card, I decided that I liked this tied with the linen thread better, and that's why I ended up with that. I'm really happy with this card, guys. Thank you so much for helping me make it. I think it turned out really nice. Love that. So we played with a couple of new things and a couple of existing things. So everything that is on here is existing except this paper, this beautiful copper paper. All right. But everything else is available right now if you like them. I try and only work with things that you can actually buy. And that's because I've got many years of going back to people watch me make a project and say, can I buy XYZ? And I hate telling people that they can't buy a particular item because it's no longer available. So I like to try and only work with what we have. Having said that, I don't mind showing you things that aren't available yet. So maybe you can't buy it now, but you will be able to next week. So that paper, that copper paper, falls into that category. Let me just get this clean. I'm going to clean off a couple of these stamps and get these out of the way, and then we'll play with something new. What do you think? Yes, Cookie's around. Oh, that's okay, Ellen. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. The peacock DSP paper, I know, just gorgeous. Now, also in the set that goes with this, okay, I don't know if you can see, I've actually used I've used new paper. This is a new embossing folder, and it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And it's just kind of distressed. Like the pattern is broken, which I really like. And then I made it even more distressed by running this is Lost Lagoon paper, and I ran my Lost Lagoon ink pad over the design after I embossed it. And that made it really stand out. So it's a nice look. If you're wanting to, if you like that distressed look, you can make it look even more pronounced by doing that, by running your ink pad over it. Everyone's saying bye-bye, Ellen. All right, let me get this here. Put these away. Use a little flower. We had to use a little flower, but it didn't turn out too bad. I don't mind the little flower. Let's put this piece, but my favorite stamp in this whole set is the splatter. I love the splatter because you can't go wrong with a good splatter stamp. That's what I think anyway. Okay. Let's move that out of the way. And I'm going to bring in something new that I think you might like. I hope you'll like it. This is another new set that I thought you might like to see. This is a new one called the Stars at Night. Okay, I've used it a couple of times. I did a card with it today, which let me just grab it for you. So I'm actually going to feature this particular card in my launch next week. I've got a launch which is already full here at home, but we've got these gorgeous cards and envelopes. So here are the envelopes. See how nice these are, and they've got like this brushed gold design over the corners. So they're just beautiful. And then these are the matching cards, already pre-scored, and you can just put them like this and make your card. Now, here's a sneaky little tip, guys. If you want to, like, this is beautiful and it's lovely having the front and back done, but if you wanted to, you could cut it and then add this as a card front on a piece of, a card base that's another color, like, I don't know, like basic white, or, whatever color that you're going to be working with your cards. So if you want to double and use these as card fronts, not just a whole base, you could do that. That's okay. So these are in the catalog as well. These are in the new catalog that's coming out next Wednesday, the 6th of September. All right. So I made a card with this today, and this is one of the cards for my launch. Okay. And I've used these cards, this one here, and I've also used this bundle. Okay. So the bundle is called Stars at Night. This paper is part of the bundle. And there's some beautiful, let me grab them for you, beautiful papers in this. And I love it all. It's so beautiful. But I've already used quite a bit. I had to order more today because so these are all part of this paper suite. They're only single-sided because they're foiled. And you can see you've got those, that's the same design, one with a navy with gold design, the other one is cream with gold design. So they're really beautiful. And then you've got, I don't have the whole pack. Let me see if I've got any more sitting around. You've got the blue one. I've cut these up for tags. I don't have a lot of this one left. Like I said, I ordered more yesterday because I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to have enough. And then there's also these ones. And then there's the blue with the stars. So there's 6 different sheets, I believe. I hope I got that right. But there's this one too. This one with the stars. And that's the one that I used. Originally, I chopped it up and I wanted to use this one. And I tried to put that on here and it was too busy. So I used this one instead because it's less busy. Having the stars in the background I thought was rather nice. We also have matching embellishments, which I didn't use on there, but I could. Maybe I should. Maybe I should use them. Let me grab them for you. So they are also in my little, here they are. So they're these. Can you see that? And they're little and big stars. And I could have a couple of those scattered around here if I wanted to. So that would be another way of doing this. So it's actually a really simple card. This very, very, very simple. So I'm starting with a card base. And I want to show you these. This is a hybrid embossing folder. All right. So hybrid embossing folders are a little bit different because they actually match a die set. Right. So this is the embossing folder. It's really, really nice. I've used it to make just a basic card, like I did it with Balmy Blue, and just and actually put white over it, and it looks really beautiful. But these are the Stars at Night dies. The idea of a hybrid embossing folder is that the two will work together. Okay, so here's all your different star shapes. We've got a banner here that you could put a greeting on. It fits this greeting here, the one that says wishing you the best and brightest holiday season, fits in here. Okay, then we've got all these different star shapes, and you might notice this one here is like 3 big stars together. Can you see that? Well, one of the reasons if I ever see a set like this, I'm seeing what Monique has set. Sorry, Monique says she doesn't want the set, but she's afraid when I use it, she's going to want it. I'm so sorry, Monique. Sorry, not sorry, because my job is to show you guys lots of cool things that you can do with the products. And if you decide you don't want them after you see me use them, that's fine. But it is a problem that quite often when you see, I'm guilty too. I see other people use things and buy them because I saw somebody else use them, and I had already decided I don't need that. I don't want that. All right, so this one here actually matches the embossing folder. All right, so if you actually put it, if you notice here, it actually lines up, and you can actually feel it kind of locks in, okay, and goes into this piece. All right, so it actually fits inside the embossing folder. So you can cut out these 3 stars and they will already be embossed when you cut them out. That's really cool, right? So you could then use them, stick them on to different things. Shall we do one? Let's do one so you can see what it looks like, how it works. And let me grab a piece of paper. What color shall we do? I'm not using this one on a card right now, but I might later. I might use, I'm thinking, maybe I'll just use the first color that I picked up here, which is Misty Moonlight. Oh, I just realized I need a bigger piece. I need actually a piece that's a little wider than a card front. Okay, well, I don't know how it's going to look on Night of Navy, but let's just do it. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here, and then these actually, you can feel they actually kind of lock in. You can feel that they're set up in there. So I'm going to hold them there, close this, and that is now lined up with my blue paper inside. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine. Now this folder is, it's not actually, it doesn't actually say it's a 3D folder. So if it's not a 3D folder, we can just take out the thin die adapter and just see how that goes through. I always do mine with my hinge toward, like it feeds through first. So I just feel it helps to protect it. And if we have any trouble with this, we'll adjust our sandwich. I'm just thinking, did I need to, I don't know. I don't know that will go through. It might be 3D. Yeah, that's not going to go through. All right, so instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my clear plates altogether. And instead, I'm going to use my 3D embossing plate, my specialty plate. Which is not where I want it to be. Huh. Because I don't think it's going to work properly with this plate on top. That's not enough pressure. So I'm adjusting. We're going to make this work even without the plate if I can. but the specialty plate certainly gives me the best job. No, I need the specialty plate. I can't do it without it. Well, this is what happens when you clean up, guys. Let this be a warning to you. Clean up your desk and there's a very good chance you might not be able to find anything. That's a problem. I'm having a quick look. Whilst my shelves look absolutely beautiful, I don't know where everything is anymore. All right, I'm going to give one other thing a try. This is the blue plate that we used to have from the Big Shot, which we don't sell anymore. And let me just see if I can get that to work for me. It might. So we're trying a few different things, but the grey specialty plate, oh, this feels better. This is tighter than I want it to be, but it is going to work. The grey plate is perfect. It's just that little bit less pressure as you put it through. So this should have worked. Let's find out. See, this serves me right for cleaning up everything, right? All right, let's see if it worked. Okay, so it has embossed and it has cut. It did work. All right, so let's have a look at these. All right, see now we've got the stars embossed and cut at the same time. And it was a lot more difficult for me to do that than it should have been because I was looking for my plate. But you can see that it does emboss really, really beautifully. Let me have a little look there and see. It does look, it is gorgeous. Yeah, you can input in some extra sheets of cardstock as well. But I love my grey specialty plate. That's my favorite thing to use. All right, so let's have a little play with these. I've got a blending brush that I use with white ink. And I'm actually going to, there's a number of things you can do. You can actually just like literally, you know, pop your white on top and it will actually pick up some ink and that looks rather nice. Okay, that's an option. Or you can use a blending brush and very, very lightly add some white to the center. And that's nice as well. So there's a few things you can do here to add some dimension to it. You don't have to add anything, of course. Now, this is not the card I'm setting out to make, but I just wanted to show you how this embossing folder works with the dies. All right, so that is why I actually purchased it, because it's something I think you have to see it to know how it works. If you don't see it in action, then you would never know that the dies and the embossing folder work together. So anyway, all right, so what I am going to do though, I'm going to do a little bit of cutting. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to put these back in the pack. And so this gold piece here is this piece that I actually cut from gold foil. Okay, then I have a layer that's using the more dazzle paper, which is this one, and then I have one final one, which is this one, back in gold foil again. Okay, so these two in gold foil, this one is in the dazzle paper, and I'm going to use those. They'll show up on something else. Those other little guys. It's fun pulling out new stuff and showing you guys for the first time. It's so fun. All right, so let's move this out of the way and get my cut and emboss machine back in again. And it's very close, so I'm actually going to move this out. And let's get all the bits I need. So we've got base plate. So we need all of our basic plates back on again. And you can see that I've already cut these earlier. And I'm going to cut them again. Now, something I liked about this is something I've got in my head that I'd like to try, and I'm sure you guys would like it too, is that there is this one here also matches up with this one here. And I was thinking, wouldn't this look good for to make different coloured fireworks for maybe a New Year's Eve card or a congratulations card? I thought that would work really well, rather than, doesn't have to be Christmas, right? So these two could be great for fireworks. I would use them for that. I like multi-purpose sets that I can use for more than just one occasion or more than. You think so, Jolene? I agree. It does make a stunning card. All right, so I've cut this one and this one. And then the other one, so let's pull those two out. The other one here, which is the biggest, like the in-between size star, I want to cut that one as well. And so I've got this More Dazzle paper, which comes in the two colors come in the pack, the gold and the dazzle. So I'm using the gold. And let's pop that here. And then the last thing we're going to need so there's this one as well. So no, the last thing we're going to need is a square. And I'm going to need that cut from this navy and star paper. And I'm using the Stylish Shapes dies for that. And I used the biggest square die in the set, which is the 3" by 3" one. Let's pop. Oh, hang on. Hold your horses. That's better. Let's move that out. Okay, so now I've got my square. Isn't this pretty? Look at this beautiful paper. I just love that. All right, and these are going to go in the center. So this one went on first. So let me grab my dimensionals, which have probably gone walkabout. Oh no, there's a few here. Well, not very many, but might be enough. We'll see. We'll make it work. So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals there behind that. And I'm going to line this up here in the center. And then this little guy here, I put him on one dimensional. And that's going to line up, that top one is going to line up, the vertical is going to line up there like that. And then this one here, I think this one I didn't want to have too many layers. So this one I used a glue dot in the center. And I'm going to put that, line that one and that one up. And it sticks quite nicely to that More Dazzle paper. And it's very pretty. What do you think? Look at that. All the layers look good, don't they? Hi, Margaret. We've got more Margarets. Margarets are very popular around here. We love Margarets. We have Margaret Gordon, Margaret Griffith, Margaret Janowski, and now Margaret Duncan. Hi. Nice to see you. All right. So I don't have enough dimensionals left, so I'm going to use the edges. I do. I have like 3 whole packets, but might as well use up what I've got here in the end of the pack, right? Let's put these in around here. And the last little bit down the bottom here. Now, before I put Actually, I'll do it after. It won't matter. I've also got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful navy and glitter. Look at it. Can you see how beautiful this is? It's navy glittered organdy ribbon. It's like the white one we used to have that's now no longer available, and the black one we used to have. Do you remember those? So what I want to do is I'm going to trim this shorter. So this is going to fit onto my card. What did I do with my card? Did anyone see where I put it? Where did I put it? Oh, well, I'll just grab another one. Thank goodness there's more than one, right? All right, so let's grab another one of these. And the design is a little different. So I've got like 3 swishes here and 3 wider swishes here. So I used this side here because I thought you could see a little bit more of the swishes on this one. Okay. And I did it like I made this go a slightly above half. This one, I think it's a little bit low, to be honest. I think it looks better a little bit higher up. So I'm going to take off the backs of my dimensionals so it's all sticky. Okay, so that's going to go here, but before I do, I'm going to pop a little bit of the glittered ribbon here, and I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to have that on an angle like that. And now there's not much sticky there because I put my ribbon over the top of it, so I'm just going to grab a bit more. And we'll pop that kind of, like I said, a little higher. And we want it to be the same amount of distance here as here. Right, and now I have room just here. See this beautiful Merry Christmas stamp? That's from the same stamp set. That's from this one here. I really thought that was pretty. There's a nice long one celebrating the magic of the season and the wishing you the best and brightest holiday season that fits on the banner in the dies. But this little Merry Christmas is just really good all-purpose. Let me grab, you could use navy or misty moonlight. With either of them would be good. Right, and let's pop that right there down in this bottom right hand corner like that. Isn't it a nice Merry Christmas? I like that one. I think it looks really good. And maybe just to finish off on this card, I'll use a couple of the, not that it really needs it, I mean it would be fine as it is, but we've got these lovely adhesive back star trinkets, so let's use a couple just because we can. There's a big one. So I'm thinking, where will they go? Maybe one here. Oh, hang on. You know what happened? Now, this is why when you take them off the backing, it's wise to use a point of your scissors or your take your pick tool, because it's really easy to pick them up and leave the glue, the adhesive backing behind. So just to stop that from happening, actually, I'm thinking I might, I don't know. Let's try it here, and we can move it if we need to. So one there. And so this time I'm going to use my scissors, because then I don't have to worry, because you kind of see this time we have definitely got that on there. The adhesive is there. And then maybe a little guy just up here. What do you think? Do we like it with or without the bling? Not. It's a very blingy card anyway. Do you guys think it looks better with the bling? And I think it looks better higher. See how it's higher up on this one than it is on the original? It definitely looks better. It does finish it off. It doesn't stand out as much on the gold. I did think I could put it on the corner here. Do you want to tell me, Jody, if you think it looks better on the corner of my blue? Does that look better? Or do you like it on the gold? What do you think? You like it with it? That's good to hear, Katrina. Yeah, so we did 2 cards. Let's look at the 2 cards we did tonight. We also made some stars, which I haven't used yet, but I'll use them on something else. So look out for that. All right, and here are the cards we've made tonight. What do you think, guys? How do we go? And did I manage to get this crooked again? I think I did. How do I always end up making the things on the desk crooked? I don't know. Oh, sorry, Rose. Which one? Which specifically? Which one do you think the demonstration made you think that you would like to get something? I just think that there are so many beautiful things in this particular catalog. It's actually really hard to resist a lot of stuff, right? It's just so gorgeous. This new catalog comes out Wednesday. If you don't have one and you don't have a demonstrator, please reach out and I will send one in the mail to you. Okay. If you're in Australia, then I can send these anywhere in the country. And if you're in a different country, like Anna is and Jolene, then reach out to your demonstrator. Unless you are a demonstrator, then you can get it. You've probably already got one. Thank you so much. I'm very, very happy with them. I think they turned out really, really pretty tonight. I love lots of bling and sparkles, so this time of year, absolutely, it's my favorite season for crafting. I just love our holiday catalog. I just think it's always so beautiful. All right, guys, I'm going to say bye-bye, and I'm off to go and spend some time with my hubby. I haven't even had dinner yet because, like I said, I literally ran in the door just before this started and sat down and went, what are we going to make tonight? And who knows from one time to the other what we are going to make. If anyone has any requests that you would like for Sunday night, feel free to let me know. You can comment in the Facebook group or send me a message, whatever you would like to do, and I will try and accommodate that if I have the equipment to do so. But I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday night. Have a fantastic weekend, you guys, and I'll be back soon. Oh, I'm not going to be around Sunday, Cherie. That's okay. That's what replays are for, honey. It's all fine. All right, guys. See you very soon. Bye-bye.